Hey class, I am Ijoba by name, as you all know, the government teacher. So I still want to tell us we should subscribe to all classes on YouTube, Facebook. You can log on to what? Best Brain Tutor House to just subscribe and like the page. Thank you. Today we are discussing what is referred to as the organs of government. That's our discussions for today. And under these organs of government, so many students are bringing definitions of the organs of government to mean the definition for separation of power. You know, we've corrected a lot of errors made by students. They don't know the difference between what is referred to as election and what is referred to as a republic. We've clarified that in our last lecture. That made us understand this fact that the republic is what the irony of what monarchical form. Then we said this got no tenure of office, while the republic got tenure of office. So that was what made the republic would be different from monarch. So we can still understand this fact that many says republic can be seen as an act of choosing. No, that is referred to as election. Republic is a supreme power, which we've said in our last lecture, that the supreme power is vested in the hands of the electorate and also in the hands of the representatives. Now, the representatives are to represent the electorate or the interests of the electorate for a stipulated time. That's the concept of this. Now, today again, we still need to correct some errors again on the difference between organs of government and the separation of power. Now, the organs of government, we can still refer to it as the arms of government. We can still call it the structures of government. Then we can still refer to it as what now? The branches of government. You can still refer to it as institutions of government. All of these are what we must understand. Students, there is a big difference between institutions of a state and institutions of government. The institutions of government are what is clear to everybody. These are what we know. But institutions of a state are referring to the levels of government that exist, or we call it the tiers of government, which are referred to as the federal, state, and local, as the case of Nigeria. Now, today we are looking at the organs. Now, it is clear to everybody that the organs of government are legislative, executive, and judiciary. That is to tell you that meaning we are starting from the legislature. But many students don't know the reasons why, or the reason rather, why legislature happen to be the first to be pronounced. Why we don't pronounce executive first. The reason why we pronounce legislature to be the first organ, executive to be the second organ, judiciary to be the third. Because lawmaking process or lawmaking function or lawmaking what now procedure starts with the legislative. So when legislative are stated under section 56 of section 5 says that what? Legislatures are going to make law through deliberation of bill. That is what this section says. That is, we are going to what? Section 56 says legislature are going to make law through the deliberation of bill. So when they deliberate on a bill and that bill is approved, what happened? The bill is passed to the executive for what? For assent. That assent is talking about what president signed the bill. So once the president signed the bill, it becomes a law. Then the third organ is referred to as what? Now, judiciary. So judiciary is the organ that interprets what is referred to as the law. We also have the fourth organ. Though the fourth organ has not been accepted all over the world, it has been explained, but all in the curriculum of the school or setting, they have not seen, Nigerian curriculum per se, we've not seen or regarded the last one to be the fourth organ of government. We have 4 organs of government, not 3. But in Nigerian curriculum, we know only what? 3. The third one is referred to as journalism. Journalism is the fourth organ of government. The one we refer to as the word the press. If you remember vividly during the Jonathan administration, it was signed 2011 FOIL. That is what freedom of information, which has given the independence to the work to the journalists. So which made them to be the what? The fourth organ of government. But Nigeria curriculum has not what? Has not accepted this as the fourth organ. We must put it that it is the fourth organ of government. Now, this like this, that is talking about how organs of government, that is legislature, executive, and judiciary, these are referred to as the organs of government. If you are dividing government into 3, the 3 institutions of government are legislative, executive, and judiciary. That is what we must understand. But the primary function of legislature is legislation. That is what we should understand. The primary function of legislature is legislation. The primary function of executive is what? Execution. The primary function of judiciary is interpretation or adjudication. That is what we should understand. Now learn. We said government is divided into three institutions or structures or arms. That is referred to as the organs of government. But their functions are also distinct. Their functions are different. Legislature performs legislation, executive performs execution, judiciary interprets or adjudicates. We can say adjudication. That is a function of what? Judiciary. Now, if these things exist, like these three things that you are seeing, this is what is referred to as separation of power, not the organs of government. But if you ask some students today, they will tell you that what? Dividing government into three. What are they defining? Organs of government. But rather, what is divided is the functions. We are not talking about the organ, rather talking about the functions of the organs. So if legislative is legislation, executive is execution, then judiciary is adjudication, or we can say interpretation. Definitely, this is referred to as what? Separation of power, as explained by a French political thinker called Baron de Montesquieu. Baron de Montesquieu was a French political thinker that explained the concept of separation of power. He also used another concept to complement separation of power. What concept is that? Checks and balances. So for YX students, it will be stated